Today we'll be looking at area formulas for triangles and quadrilaterals. Triangles and quadrilaterals are polygons, which means they are closed shapes made up of line segments. For example, a triangle is a three-sided polygon. We'll look at common triangles and right triangles. Quadrilaterals are four-sided polygons. We'll look at squares, rectangles, trapezoids, parallelograms, and rhombus. A square is a rectangle, and a rhombus is a parallelogram. A square and a rhombus are special because their side lengths are all equal in size. There are other polygons, such as a pentagon, which is a five-sided polygon, and a hexagon, which is a six-sided polygon. We can go on into multiple sides of polygons. However, today we'll just be looking at the areas of triangles and quadrilaterals. Notice a circle is not a polygon. It does not have straight edges for sides. So we'll look at a rectangle, a triangle, a parallelogram, trapezoid, and right triangle. A rectangle has a base and a height. The base is 6 and the height is perpendicular to the base with a measurement of 3 in this example. When we divide the base into 6 equal segments and the height into 3 equal sizes, you'll see that it creates an area on the inside of 18 square centimeters. So we count the inside and we see that there are 18 square centimeters. The area of a rectangle is always found with base times height. Area equals 6 times 3, or 18 centimeters squared. If we take this same rectangle and we divide it in half diagonally, we can create two triangles of the same base and same height, but half the size of the area. So to find the area of a triangle, we take base times height divided by 2. In this example, we would have 6 times 3 divided by 2, or 9 square centimeters would be the area of this triangle with a base of 6 and a height of 3. So a triangle is always 1/2 base times height, or base times height divided by 2. A parallelogram looks like a rectangle that's been tipped over. To find the area of a parallelogram, we use the same formula, base times height, that we used for a rectangle. Notice the height of the parallelogram is always found with the line perpendicular to the base. The height is always going to be perpendicular to the base. In this example, a parallelogram with a base of 7 and a height of 4 would be found just by multiplying those two values together, and you would have 28 square centimeters. Notice if you take a parallelogram and cut it in half diagonally, you also have two triangles of the same base and same height. So the formula for any triangle will always be base times height divided by 2. In this example, 3 times 4 is 12 divided by 2. This triangle would have an area of 6 square centimeters. Again, the right triangle, cut it in half. We use the same formula, base times height divided by 2, and this had an area of 9 square centimeters. So the formula for a triangle will always be base times height divided by 2, and the height is always found with the line perpendicular to the base. Here's a trapezoid. If you notice, a trapezoid can also be divided into two triangles. However, these triangles do not have the same base length. So to calculate the area of a trapezoid, we need to find the two base lengths as well as the height. The height is the line that is drawn perpendicular to the base. Base 2 shows the line perpendicular. To find the height for the first triangle, we could extend base 1 and see that the height of the first triangle is the same as the height of the second triangle. So the area of the trapezoid would be the sum of the two triangles, so we would need to find the area of the first triangle, which would be base 1 times height divided by 2. The area of the second triangle would be base 2 times height divided by 2. Notice their height is the same, so we can factor out that value, height times base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2. We pull out the height and multiply it by base 1 plus base 2. This is the simplified formula for finding the area of a trapezoid. Here's an example. Base 1 is 4 and base 2 would be 8 with a height of 5. We can substitute and solve. Base 1 is 4 plus base 2 with a height of 8 multiplied by 5, which is the height, divided by 2. So we have 12 times 5 divided by 2, or 60 divided by 2, which is 30 square units. The area of triangle 1 would be 10, because 4 times 5 divided by 2 is 10. The area of triangle 2 would be 20, because 8 times 5 divided by 2 is 20, and 10 plus 20 is 30 square units. The area of a trapezoid is always going to be the sum of the two triangles created by the two different base values. In summary, the formula for the area of a rectangle, length times width, or base times height. The formulas for triangles, parallelograms, trapezoids can be derived from the formula of a rectangle. Parallelogram looks like a rectangle tipped over. We use base times height, where the height is perpendicular to the base. Triangle is half of a rectangle, or half of a parallelogram, so it's base times height divided by 2. A trapezoid is made up of two triangles with two different base values. We use the formula base 1 plus base 2 times the height of the trapezoid, all divided by 2. Always remember, the height is always found perpendicular to the base.